You open the account page. The red banner says account under review. Please contact customer service. You do not click anything. You open the terminal and delete the entire virtual machine image. Then you update the spreadsheet. Account dead. You close the laptop and push it aside. You open another laptop where a new virtual machine is already configured. You begin registering a new identity. You don't hesitate, but you didn't start here. You started with a name that wasn't yours and a Gmail account created 10 minutes ago. You search for a MacBook Pro. You read Amazon's return policy page. For most items, returns accepted within 30 days of delivery. Choose a reason like defective or wrong item and return shipping is free. No mention of physical inspection. You add the item to your cart. The price is $2,499.99. You use a $2,500 prepaid Visa gift card purchased with cash at a drugstore. The shipping address is a friend's house. 2 days later, the package arrives. You pick it up, take it home, open it, remove the MacBook, and place an identical weight inside the original box, a stack of paper wrapped in bubble wrap. You reseal the box using a heat gun. You log into the account, go to your orders, and select return or replace items. You choose the MacBook and select reason, defective, item does not work. Amazon immediately generates a prepaid return label. You print it, attach it to the closed box, and drive to a UPS store. The fluorescent lights hum. The clerk scans the label. He says you're all set. Your hands are dry. The pulse in your temple is audible to you. You take the receipt, fold it, and put it in your wallet. You walk to the car, start the engine, and sit for a minute before driving away. You are already planning the next item. You tell yourself it was a one-time thing. It wasn't. 3 days later, the tracking shows delivery to a fulfillment center in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The next day, your account shows a refund of $2,499.99 credited to the prepaid card. You now have the gift card loaded with the original amount plus the real MacBook. You list it on Facebook Marketplace for $2,200. Within 2 days, a local buyer pays cash. Total profit, $2,188 minus $5 for bubble wrap and $5.99 for the card activation fee. The entire cycle takes 9 days. You now know that Amazon's return system relies on automated trust. The label is generated without human review. The refund is issued based on carrier scan and package weight matching the expected weight, and the contents are rarely inspected for high turnover items. The operational gap is that the prepaid return label is advertised as a convenience but serves as a permission slip to receive money without verification. You have acquired the core skill, identify a trust gap in a massive automated system and exploit it in under 2 weeks. You now have a mental map of Amazon's detection limits. Then they offer you something different, a chance to scale. You create 4 new Amazon accounts. Each uses a different fake name, a different burner email from Proton Mail, a different phone number from Google Voice, and a different shipping address, a storage unit mailbox, a friend's house, a vacant apartment with an accessible mail slot, a rented PO box. Each account is registered from a different device or a virtual machine with a separate IP through a residential VPN. Each account makes 2 purchases of high-value items over 2 weeks. iPhones, Sony headphones, a Dyson vacuum. Each item purchased with a separate prepaid card loaded with cash. You track everything in a password-protected spreadsheet. The returns are executed exactly as before, but you rotate drop-off locations to avoid pattern detection. You sell the goods through different channels, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist, using separate fake profiles. The profit from this batch of 8 returns is $17,600. You work from a coffee shop with public Wi-Fi. You choose an empty table near the corner. You type a fake name into the registration form. You choose a name, a Gmail address created 10 minutes ago, a password, a Google Voice number, and a storage facility address that accepts mail. You click Create your Amazon account. The verification email arrives. You open a new tab, log into the burner inbox, and click the Verify link. You add the prepaid card and place the first order. You look around the coffee shop before clicking the Verify button. You close the browser, remove the laptop from the table, and leave. The coffee is untouched. You tell yourself you're not hurting anyone, you're just moving boxes around. The boxes you move turn into $17,600 in cash within 3 weeks. You learn that Amazon sometimes issues a refund before the return is received if the tracking shows a carrier scan. You also learn that returning a completely different item of similar weight can pass inspection if the box is resealed convincingly. You source counterfeit versions of popular products from AliExpress. Fake Sony WH-1000XM5 headphones for $30, fake Apple AirPods Pro for $15, fake Dyson attachments for $20. You order them separately and use them as return items. You learn that Amazon's condition check at fulfillment centers is often a visual inspection of the box and a weight check, not an examination of the contents. You start using a kitchen scale to match the weight of the genuine item to within 2%. For a MacBook Pro, you tape small lead weights inside the counterfeit's battery compartment. For headphones, you use sandbags sealed inside the ear cups. You also begin exploiting the request a refund before returning option for defective items. For items purchased with a prepaid card, Amazon sometimes issues a refund immediately upon carrier scan. You prioritize items where this works. You also return items to Amazon stores within Kohl's, where the return is processed without the dedicated fulfillment center review. The operational gap is that the system claims to verify condition, but the actual algorithm for most items is weight matching and a single photograph of the box exterior. The tolerance is about 5% for items under 5 pounds. You calibrate each return. You place a counterfeit pair of headphones inside the original box, add a small lead weight taped inside, seal it with a heat gun, and attach the prepaid label. You drive to a UPS drop box after dark. You slide the box into the slot. You hold it for 1 second before releasing it into the dark chute. You return home and track the package online for the next 3 days. When it is received, the refund posts within 6 hours. They call it a condition check. What it is needs no explanation. The cash piles. You need to convert goods to money without a paper trail. You use Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist, and local pawn shops that do not require ID for small transactions. Each sale is for cash. For larger sums, you use a Bitcoin ATM located in a convenience store that only requires a phone number for transactions under $10,000. You insert cash, receive Bitcoin into a non-custodial wallet. Then you use a peer-to-peer exchange to sell the Bitcoin for cash to a buyer who deposits into a bank account held under a fake identity. You also purchase prepaid debit cards with cash at grocery stores for everyday expenses. You never deposit cash into a bank account under your real name. The operational gap is that the financial system claims to require identity verification for large transactions, but Bitcoin ATMs and peer-to-peer exchanges allow anonymous conversions up to reporting thresholds. The thresholds define the boundary where the system stops looking. You navigate within it. You walk to the Bitcoin ATM in a strip mall convenience store. The kiosk has a touchscreen, a cash slot, and a QR code reader. You select Buy Bitcoin, enter $2,000, scan the wallet QR code from your phone, and insert $2,000 and $20 bills into the cash slot. The machine whirs and displays a confirmation. You take the printed receipt and immediately shred it at home. You open the wallet app and see the balance increased by 0.05 BTC. You feel a small relief. So why do you do it? You'd like to say you know. Some days you can. After several months, accounts start getting flagged. We have detected unusual activity. Please verify your identity. You do not respond. You abandon them. You research Amazon's organized crime unit. You learn they use link analysis, shared phone numbers, addresses, payment methods, device fingerprints, IP addresses. You upgrade your OPSEC. Each new account gets a separate virtual machine with a unique browser fingerprint. You use a residential proxy service with a unique IP per session. Each account gets a new Google Voice number or a burner SIM bought with cash at a supermarket. You never use a shipping address more than twice. You start using Amazon Locker locations as pickup points. You keep detailed logs and close an account after the second return. The operational gap is that Amazon presents its fraud detection as comprehensive, but the threshold for investigation is high enough that a disciplined operator can stay below it indefinitely. The claimed function of the OCU is to stop fraud. The actual function is to catch the most egregious patterns, not every pattern. You can now detect the detection. You walk into a supermarket, buy a prepaid SIM card from the electronics aisle. At the register, you pay with cash from your pocket. The clerk hands you the card in a blister pack. You don't meet her eyes. You walk out, open the card in your car with a coin, activate it using the instructions inside. You never use it for anything else. Then you receive a certified letter from Amazon's legal department. The envelope is plain white with a return address from Seattle. You open it. The page reads, "We have identified multiple accounts associated with your identity that have submitted fraudulent returns. This is a violation of our conditions of use and may constitute mail fraud under federal law. Please contact our legal department immediately." You read the first sentence aloud. The bottom of your stomach falls out. You set the letter down face up. You walk to the sink, pour a glass of water, drink it, then go to the bedroom and lie down for an hour. The loss so far is $180,000 in stolen goods. Federal mail fraud carries up to 20 years per count. For the first time, you consider stopping. You've become exactly what you swore to fight. You remember the first empty box on the counter. Then you walk back to the kitchen, you look at the letter, you fold it and put it in a drawer. You open your laptop. That night, you order a new set of burner phones and begin planning the next phase. You recruit 3 accomplices through an encrypted messaging app. Each gets a flat $2,500 per month plus 10% of the profit from their accounts. You provide each with a pre-configured laptop, burner phones, prepaid cards. The operation uses a residential proxy service with 50 plus IPs. You rent a storage unit for merchandise and a separate unit for return packaging materials. You source counterfeit items in bulk from a factory in Shenzhen via direct contact. You now average 20 fraudulent returns per week across all accounts. Weekly profit, approximately $40,000. The money flows through Bitcoin ATMs, a check cashing storefront run by a partner, and a laundromat you purchase with cash. Amazon's OCU has a team focused on the top 0.1% of suspected fraud rings. Your ring is now among them. You know you are on the edge. The profit justifies the risk. You sit on a park bench at 3 p.m. midweek. A man you met through an online forum sits beside you. You explain the operation. You'll handle the returns and the sales. I provide the accounts and the items. You get a cut. You use the burner phone I give you, and nothing else. You hand him a sealed envelope with a burner phone, a prepaid card, and a set of instructions. You start Monday. If you deviate from the instructions, you're out. No questions. You do not shake hands. You stand up and walk away. You get in your car and drive around the block twice to ensure you aren't followed. You no longer weigh the cost. You are a manager now. You feel nothing about the boxes being shipped. 6 months into the professional ring, a mistake. One accomplice uses the same Amazon locker location too many times across different accounts. Amazon's OCU flags the locker's GPS coordinates. They obtain a warrant for the video footage. They see a person picking up packages. They trace the vehicle license plate. They identify the accomplice, who cooperates. Federal agents from the U.S. Postal Inspection Service execute a search warrant at the storage unit. They find hundreds of boxes, counterfeit items, packing materials. They also find a passport application with your real name. 2 weeks later, you are at a coffee shop holding a paper cup. 4 agents enter, 2 from each door. One agent says, "We have a federal warrant for your arrest for mail fraud. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law." Your mouth goes dry. You feel the coffee cup being removed from your hand. You are handcuffed from behind. You do not speak. They walk you to an unmarked SUV and place you in the back. The door closes. People are alive because of decisions you made. No one is dead. Restitution of $2.34 million does not measure what was taken. Both things are true. You live with both of them. The stripping away begins at the arrest. Your real name enters the federal criminal justice system. The government seizes 3 vehicles, the laundromat, 2 storage units, and $134,000 in cryptocurrency they found because you wrote the seed phrase on a piece of paper tucked inside a book. You were denied bail due to risk of flight. You were held in a federal detention center until trial. You plead guilty to 2 counts of mail fraud in exchange for dismissal of the other counts. The sentence is 78 months in federal prison and restitution of $2,340,000 to Amazon. You serve 64 months with good behavior. On release, the permanent damage is immediate. You cannot open a bank account. Your name is on a fraud database banks subscribe to. You cannot get a credit card, a mortgage, a phone contract. You cannot use Amazon. Your name, all known addresses, phone numbers, and device fingerprints are permanently blacklisted. You try to create an account with another name and a VPN. It is suspended within 20 minutes. The skill is still intact. You can still see trust gaps in any automated system. You cannot act on it without risking immediate arrest. The hypervigilance does not fade. You scan every store, every website, every financial app for exploitable gaps by reflex. You cannot enter a supermarket without mentally noting how the return desk could be fooled. You cannot use a self-checkout without your mind running the exploitation sequence. The quarterly restitution payment arrives every 3 months. It is a recurring reminder. The question sits there, unresolved, in every quiet moment between jobs that will never pay enough. You find yourself in a coffee shop with free Wi-Fi. A young man at the table next to you has his laptop open. The screen shows the Amazon account creation page. White background, the Amazon logo in a dark blue rectangle. The central form heading, create account, 5 fields, your name, email, password, re-enter password, add phone number. The placeholders are gray text. You watch him type a name that is not his own, a Gmail address created 10 minutes ago, a password he will never use for anything else. The cursor moves to the yellow button with orange text, create your Amazon account. He clicks it. The spinner appears. The page refreshes to verify your email. He opens a new tab, logs into the burner inbox. sees a message from message-address-confirmations at amazon.com with a blue button labeled Verify Email Address. He clicks it. A new tab opens to thank you. Your email address has been verified. He closes the tab and searches for a MacBook Pro. You could tell him exactly what he will do next. The stack of paper, the heat gun, the UPS counter, the first $2,188, the accounts, the counterfeits, the Bitcoin ATM, the letter from Seattle, the accomplice, the locker, the agents, the cold metal of the SUV door. You could tell him everything. You have the precision to describe each step. You know the weight tolerance. You know the detection limits. You know the exit that does not exist. He does not look at you. He adds the MacBook to his cart. He enters the prepaid card number. He clicks place your order. You say nothing. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe.